Hello everybody, I am Kiwi Plays and welcome to my channel. No matter if you are a returning subscriber or just a new viewer that just happened to stumble across my channel, thank you so much for joining me in this beautiful episode. So in this episode I built a penguin, or it's not going to be only for penguins, but I built a dome for Arctic animals. So the first animal that I put in here are penguins. There are three species of penguins. There are emperor penguins, king penguins, and another species that I added with mods. I'm not too sure what species it is right now, but in the real time part at the end, I am going to talk about that. And yeah, you're basically gonna see me talking about that and just explaining to you a little bit about those species of penguins. So I'm not gonna touch that species of penguins right now, but yeah, let's talk a bit about what you're gonna see happening on screen. So as you can see, I started off in this really weird build. It's gonna make a lot of sense if you're gonna watch it just now, but the reason why there isn't the big building that you saw in the last episode of the North Key Island Aquarium is because I built this before I built that big building, and then I decided that I didn't want it to be in that exact spot, but I did want to use it in the future. So that's why I scrapped that idea and I carried on with the building that you saw in the last episode. If you haven't seen that episode, I definitely recommend you to go and check it out. But if you have, it's a great episode. I really do like how I built that whole like entrance area for the aquarium. I did add a couple of new sections and a couple of new things. You're also going to see that in the real-time part at the end, so don't worry. But yeah, this whole build at the beginning, what you're gonna see me working on right now, it's gonna take a couple of minutes for it to become a bit more clear about what I'm doing, and just a couple of minutes to really understand what I'm doing. But just for now, do enjoy what I'm doing. I'm gonna move on to a different topic and I'm gonna come back to talk about what I'm doing just now. I wanted to just say first of all that this is a little bit of a longer episode. 30 minutes is pretty long compared to what I like, the length that I usually build for, but I feel like it's not too long that people won't watch it. So definitely let me know if you think that this length is a good amount, or maybe it's too long for your liking. I just feel like I couldn't really cut any other things from the whole building process, because if you will go back and see, I already cut quite a lot, but the whole time lapse of me building is only 15 minutes, and then it goes straight into a real-time part of me just doing a little tour and talking to you guys in real time, because I just really missed that little real-time part when I can just tell you how I feel, or just tell you how I like the build straight up without me doing it like now in the voiceover, which I really have to go back and think about what I'm going to say. And when I do the real-time part, it just flows and I don't get stuck, and I don't like have to stop and think about what I'm going to say. But when I film the voiceovers like now, I really, after I'm gonna finish talking about this thing, I'm gonna stop, and then I'm probably gonna sit here for like 5 minutes thinking about what's the next thing that I want to say. So yeah, that's a little bit of a rant about how I do that. But yeah, you're gonna see a little cut more or less right now. Wow, I timed that perfectly. I just cut to me finishing the Arctic dome, because honestly I felt like the whole process of me building it was super weird, and I feel like I just built it very weird when I could have built it a lot more straight up and better. But so yeah, that's why you saw me cutting over there. At this point I was honestly thinking about maybe I should go back and just start over, because I really didn't like how it was turning out. But then I just saw a picture on Google that I just really loved, and I thought that it's super inspiring and it looks so beautiful that I want to build something like that. If I will find the picture, I will put it in the description down below so you guys can all go and check it out. I don't want to apologize again for this video coming out a bit later than usual, because I feel like I've already talked about it in the last episodes, and I've already touched the fact that the videos will be coming out a bit later than I would like them to, honestly. But I'm just so busy, and life has just been so busy, and honestly I really wanted this video to be out the same week that I posted the prairie dog habitat, but the part that took me the longest was probably the editing, and I was probably dreading editing the most. So yeah, so when I had the opportunity today, I just told myself, oh my god, that was thunder, I think. I just told myself that I have to go and sit down and just edit this video, but for me, not even for you guys. I know that's a bit selfish, sorry about that, but I just feel like I enjoy this whole process so much that I shouldn't let one little video that I don't feel like editing ruin it. So yeah, okay, sorry about ranting about that. I am gonna talk a bit about what I'm doing right now, or is it a bit self-explanatory? Okay, let me pause 1 second and think about it. Okay, I have something I want to say that when I saw this video, I told myself I have to talk about this in the next video that I'm posting. So here I go. I wanted to say that I was watching this video on YouTube by Alfred Supersauce, and I just loved it so much. It's this video about how to make like zoos more, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just such a cool theme and like such a cool idea of like how to make the guest areas for zoos look nicer and just make them more practical, and how to make zoos feel better. And I felt that I loved the concept so much, because especially as somebody who I have this problem where I start something and then after like a couple of minutes or a couple of tries or whatever, I just don't want to do it anymore, and I just let it go, and I decide that I want to do something else. And this also comes into play in Planet Zoo, where I start zoos and then I'm like, okay, this zoo is boring, let me start another one. And I don't know, I just felt like that video gave me so much motivation to go back and to fix some guest areas and to just make my zoo look more beautiful. I was also watching one of Caesar Creates videos, and I was with my mouth dropped the whole video. It was just so beautiful. I'm pretty sure it was the okay, I'm not gonna say because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it wrong, but it was the restaurant in his adventure park, I think that's what it is. I have a very bad memory, so don't count on me. But I was just with my jaw dropped, and it was such a beautiful build. And I told myself, the day that I can build something this beautiful, I will be so happy, with so much detail and just so beautiful, just such a beautiful habitat. I wish that one day I can build something as detailed as he can build. I wish one day I'll have the amount of skill that Caesar Creates does. But anyways, about Alfred Supersauce, I was watching his video and I got so inspired by it that I actually went back in to what's it called, my Aloe Dunes park, and I just went back in there and I fixed a couple of things, and I started working on some of the guest areas, and I started working on the entrance a bit. So I don't know if that's going to be in the next episode or not. I still haven't started building that. I'm planning, as soon as I finish with this video, I'll go and straight start building that episode so I can as quickly as possible post that video. But I just felt like I just loved that concept so much. So thank you so much, Alfred Supersauce. I hope you're watching this video. I will definitely leave a link to that video in the description down below. So if I forget, then tell me in the comments, and I'll go down below and fix it, because we all know I don't have the best memory. But yeah, basically I just wanted to say that that's a super cool video, and I recommend everyone who is struggling with building their habitats, and just who is struggling with just like carrying on zoos in general. I don't really know how to explain it, but to whoever is struggling with that, I definitely recommend you to go and check out his video. But now let's talk really quickly about what I'm doing in the episode. It's just gonna be really quickly, and then I'll go back to ranting about other stuff. But yeah, in the video you can see me. Oh my god, now I had a realization about how I can fix that little patch of dirt that is outside, but I'll tell you about it just now. And in the real time part I actually talk about that, so I'm not gonna talk about that now. But right now I'm just gonna add lots and lots and lots of rocks. You don't understand how many rocks I added here. Probably thousands of rocks. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating, but so many rocks I added to this little habitat. But I think that's the whole beauty of it, that usually I build habitats that are really filled with plants and that are super lush and super just filled with plants, and it was tricky to build a habitat that doesn't have any plants at all. It really was tricky, because usually I'm the first to pack a habitat with so many plants, and it was really tricky to hold myself back and to not add any plants, because it isn't really realistic to have any plants in such cold water. So yeah, that's really why I didn't add any plants. I am planning, I really hope the mod for the puffins work, because I really want to add puffins into this house. I also have a great idea and a great area, but I also am probably gonna add either a beluga whale or maybe one of the sea lions or seals. I just have to decide. I might put it up for a vote in the community tab or on my Instagram, so go check out my Instagram. I will leave it in the description down below. And yeah, so just go follow over there, so you can always be updated and you will always know when I am going to post or do anything cool in the Planet Zoo. But basically I just really loved the idea of what I did here with that like concrete. Not to brag or anything, I'm sorry if it sounds very braggy, but I just really do love how this habitat turned out. Okay, let's talk about something else really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about what I'm going to do in the next episode, because I really don't have anything better to talk about. I usually tell myself that I don't want to talk about stuff that I do, stuff that I will do in the future, because it makes me feel committed, and it makes me feel bad if I don't post that thing that I specifically said. But it's my channel, so I can do whatever I want. Yeah, okay. But anyways, I think in the next episode I'm gonna build in aloe dunes for the Thompson gazelle, because I got a suggestion, a comment by somebody asking if I can build for the Thompson gazelle in aloe dunes, and I really do love building for stuff that people suggest. I just really do love, because all of you guys have such great ideas and have such great ideas that I can't think about without your suggestions. So that's why I'm always open to any and all suggestions that you have. So if you have any suggestion for this build or this zoo, or I should say aquarium, but if you have any suggestions, let me know what they are down in the comments down below, and I definitely will make sure to consider them. And if I can, or if I like the idea, I will really try to build whatever you suggest, if it aligns with what my plans are for the future. But yeah, okay, so I am going to warn you, there's going to be a little bit of a cut in, I'm not sure in how long, but it's just gonna be a cut from now until when like the whole rock, all of the rocks are gonna be finished. I'm pretty sure it's right now, but I don't know. It's just because the camera movements got so intense and I was just moving from one place to another trying to fill it with rocks and make it look good, that I just thought that it looks really bad because of the camera movements. So sorry about that little cut. It's coming up. It's gonna be right now. Wait, let's wait for it. It's gonna be right. That's gonna be very bad. Oh, right now. Yeah, well, and there's also gonna be a little bit of a cut, or not really a cut. You're not even gonna see me finishing to build the whole walkway and the roof and everything, because just the camera movements were really intense. And honestly, I also just wanted to finish with the editing part, because that's the most tedious and time consuming part. So I just told myself, come on, it doesn't really matter if I'm not gonna show another 5 minutes. Oh, and it was gonna make the video like 45 minutes long, and I thought that that was just a crazy amount of time, and it was just too long for a video. So yeah, that brings me more or less to the end of the episode. I am gonna leave you for like 30 seconds to be alone. But yeah, that does bring me to the end of this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this episode, go down below and leave. Oh wait, it isn't the end of this episode. Sorry. Oh my god, sorry. There's a whole 15 minutes left. Okay, but it is the end of this time lapse. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, if you did enjoy this time lapse, do be sure to go down below and leave a like and subscribe if you can. Yeah, I'm gonna catch you in the real time part. Bye for now. Okay, everybody, so this is the real time. This is the real time part. I am not going to show you in too much depth, or I might. I don't know what I'm gonna do at the end. But I just want to show you just a couple of things that I've been working on, and just a couple of things that I have been building in this episode, and just some stuff that I have been doing off camera that I'm not sure I'm gonna show you all of it in the time lapse. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. If you see a lot of like clutter and just things all over the place, it's because I haven't really had the patience to go and to edit it, and plus I'm still gonna use all of these pieces, so I thought that there is no point of me deleting them only to put them back in later. So just ignore them. If you're gonna see from there, you see a little bit of a sneak peek for what it's gonna be just now, but you saw that already in the time lapse, so it's nothing new to you. Yeah, let's jump straight into explore mode. And okay, let's just ignore the music because it's very loud, so we're gonna go here. You saw already this whole like little souvenir shop. I built it in the last episode, so I'm not showing you anything too new. I didn't do anything else in here, so there's nothing new. If we go down here and up through here, because I want it to be a surprise, don't peek, then you can see that I built two entirely new tanks. I just really loved how they turned out. As you can see, there aren't real fish in here. This is a prop mod that I found on Nexus. I'll definitely leave the sorry for that. I'll definitely leave the mod in the description down below, so if you'd like to go ahead and download it for yourself, you're more than welcome to go and check it out. But yeah, I'm just super proud and super happy with how it turned out. It's like this little mangrove little shore with just a couple of small sharks and small reef sharks and just a couple of small reef fish swimming around this tiny little reef that I made. Yeah, as you can see, the mod looks really phenomenal, but obviously they aren't real animals. They don't swim around, because I just thought that it would be too hard to add real sharks from like a real mod with sharks. And as you can see here, we've got another little touch tank. I know touch tanks are a very controversial topic in the whole aquarium, I'm not sure what to call it, in just aquariums, but I assure you that this touch tank is a very safe one. It's pretty high so that not all children can touch inside. It's mainly for looking, and there are gonna be ribbons around this touch tank that people can only touch it, touch the animals and like the stuff, and just put their hands in the water only a couple of hours a day. So please do tell me what your opinion is about this if you don't like the whole theming of touch tanks. I also really don't like the whole idea of touch tanks in real life, but you can't help it. This is a zoo game on the computer, and I just thought that it would be super cool to add a little touch tank. So yeah, that's what I did. You can see that there are a ton of little stingrays, some crabs, lots of reefs and corals all around. There are some horseshoe crabs and starfish, just all kinds of super cool little stuff. There aren't any fish in here if I'm not mistaken, even though I don't really remember, but there are all kinds of reefs around here, or there might be fish, I don't really remember. I think I did add a couple of small fish. No, okay, I guess not. So let's carry on with the tour, and as you can see here, there's a little whale, what's it called, just like a blue whale skeleton. It's just a super cool little prop that was inside of the mod, and I thought that it just looked super cool. This whole area is going to be filled with all kinds of big tanks and some jellyfish tanks. I did decide to take out the tank that I built in the last episode because I felt that it wasn't really matching with the theme that I was going for. I felt that the fish were just too big and they were just walking all over up there, and they didn't want to swim down here, so it just really lost the effect that I was going for. But don't worry, I am gonna build something really cool over here. Yeah, but that's really it for this whole area. Let's jump to inside of that little aquarium. What's it called? What am I gonna call it? That little not aquatic dome, I'm gonna call it an Arctic dome. So let's jump into that little Arctic dome. Okay, so this is how the Arctic dome looks from the outside. I know there are a couple of parts where the terrain is all wonky up there. I am gonna build some big like cooling system, so it's gonna cover all of that up, so don't you worry about that. And I know it looks a bit weird for right now, but I am gonna make it look really nice. I just thought that it would be super cool if people didn't have to go inside of the Arctic dome to see the penguins, if they could watch them from outside as well. So yeah, that's the idea behind this, even though it is really high. But I don't know, I just thought that the penguins might want to see some sunlight every once in a while. But yeah, oh, what did I? Okay. But let's just go in and see, and then I'm gonna go in from a view from up top so you can see the whole island. In here there is the Arctic dome, which I am so proud, and I think it looks super cool. Yeah, obviously it is not done. I am gonna build a really big like habitat here. I'm not sure for what animal yet. It's either gonna be the sea lion or the one of like another aquatic animal like that. And back here I think I'm gonna add a big tank, but don't mark my words on that. I might add a beluga whale tank, but I am not sure about that, so don't be too sure. But yeah, this is basically it. Let's go ahead and see like where the what's it called, where the staff walk in. So I exited the what's it called, the explore mode, and now we're just gonna go in and see. This is where the guests walk into the habitat. I am gonna decorate it all, even though obviously it is not realistic. I am using free build mod, so that's why it looks like this. And obviously it's a real time saver, and it just makes your life so easy. So if you're thinking about it, I definitely recommend to use it. You can see the little cooling system, which is gonna be here. I'm gonna build a big, like, beefy beefy is a funny word. I'm gonna build like a big cooling system up here, which is gonna push some snow off, and it's just gonna be really cool if I manage to do it correctly. My whole goal in like this whole aquarium build is to build with as much detail as possible and as realistic as possible. So even though some stuff isn't going to be too realistic, like animal wise, I want it to look realistic. That like maybe it won't be the most realistic size of habitats, but I want it to look good. Realistic maybe isn't the correct word to use, because I definitely think these penguins could have had a bit of a bigger habitat, but it's okay. I'm so happy with how it turned out. As you can see, there are these little like vents that I put all around. It is doing that little weird thing, and I don't really know how to fix that. If you have any like ideas or just any suggestions, I'm open to any suggestions. There are lots of penguins in here. There is one king penguin, and then there are 2 penguins that I added in with a mod. So this is the Gen 2 penguin, and then there is what other penguin is there? There's the king penguin, which is in the Planet Zoo, not base game, but the Planet Zoo Arctic pack, and there's an emperor penguin, which I downloaded the mod for. So I'm also gonna leave those 2 animals, the links to the mods in the description down below. So if you want to go check that out, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, that's more or less it. Let's fix the sun so it looks as good as it can. There's like just a second where when the sun goes in, it just looks super beautiful and so cool. Look how amazing this shot looks. It just looks amazing. But yeah, there's also this little area that there is land sticking out, and there's no way of fixing that, so I'm just gonna cover it up with, I don't know, a trash bin or something. So I'm gonna do that in the next episode, because honestly I just want to get this episode out of the way. So yeah, that's more or less it for this episode. I love how this habitat turned out. It's not really full of plants like I usually build habitats, but I usually, when I build habitats, they're full of plants and full of life, and this habitat is very like boring, and it doesn't have a lot of plants, but I just love how it looks. I really do. So yeah, let me just show you how the island looks from above, and that's gonna be the end of this episode. I started working on a little reef, coral reef over here, and I am gonna carry on with that. I just didn't really have the time to do that. This is the whole island. There are gonna be, just ignore that and that over there, but there's gonna be a dolphinarium somewhere, and there's gonna be a sea turtle cove, if I'm not mistaken, and just a restaurant on the beach, and just there are gonna be so many cool things that I'm just planning on adding, so stay tuned. The island might magically become bigger in the next episode, but if it does become bigger, just know that there's this little this little elf that comes around and he has magic, and his name is Kiwi, and he just magically makes islands bigger. So yeah, if that's why, if the island is bigger in the next episode, that's probably why. But yeah, that's really the end of this episode. If you did enjoy this episode, please don't forget to go down below, leave a like and a comment, and if you're already down there, please do think about hitting that subscribe button, as it will really help me reaching the goal of 1000 subscribers. So yeah, that's the end of today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching until this point. Hopefully I will be able to post a video a bit sooner than this episode was posted, but I will really try to keep you guys all updated and all posted on my Instagram or on the YouTube community tab if I do change my mind or if there's anything new. So that's really the end of today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all in the next episode. So yeah, bye for now.